I think there's no doubt there are enough seats in play that could cause Republicans to gain control. There's no doubt about that.
Wow. Those honest words from White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs are causing a firestorm in Washington this week. But he was speaking the truth. Can the GOP resurgence be credited to the resurgence of libertarian principles within the party? A Libertarian All-Star panel joins me now. John Stossel is my boyhood friend, my fellow Fox anchor, and the host of Stossel. Virginia Postrel edited Reason magazine in the 1990s, the nation's most popular libertarian publication, and she's now a contributing editor at The Atlantic. Nick Gillespie is editor of Reason.tv and one of the most recognizable libertarians in the country, even when he doesn't wear his leather jacket. Nick, welcome here, and to you first. Why doesn't anybody in the government seem to take the self-evident truths of the Declaration of Independence or the due process and liberty guarantees of the Constitution seriously in either party?
You know, this is something we've talked a lot about, Judge, and it's, you know, it escapes me, but I think the reason they don't is because it's always expedient to get away from those principles when you're in power. And I think one of the things that we're seeing here, you know, polls are showing that about 60% of people say they want a government that provides fewer services but spends less money. I think the financial crisis is clarifying a lot of things for people, and they're understanding that government is not the limit of what you can do with your life, and if it gets too big, it gets in the way of you being able to live your life the way that you want to.
John, which is the greater threat to our freedom in the long run? Terrorists outside the country, or ever expanding, ever taxing, ever regulating, ever law-writing government that we've popularly elected?
Ever expanding, ever taxing, ever regulating government. I don't think there's any question about that. Milton Friedman talked about how liberty has not been the natural state of things for most societies throughout history. The tendency is for the powers that are people in power to take more and more power. I'm threatened by religious fanatics who want to kill us, but I'm more threatened by our own constantly growing government.
Virginia, what's the answer to this? Is it the Tea Parties? Is it a third-party movement? Or is there still a chance within the Republican Party that it can either return to its Barry Goldwater roots or somehow unite libertarians with neocons and social conservatives?
Well, I think you have to recognize that you have to have 51% to govern, and libertarians, unfortunately, are not 51%. So whatever form whatever influence libertarians have is going to come from some type of coalition. Now, I personally, part of my political philosophy is people are different. We should embrace that. We should let people do what they feel is right with their lives, and that includes how you affiliate politically. So I want there to be libertarians in the Republican Party. I want there to be vocal libertarian independents, and I would even like to see libertarians in the Democratic Party if the Democrats would let them in. Because I want libertarians to have a seat at the table, whether it's in government or whether it's just in the debates that are being carried on. So, for example, during the Clinton administration, not a libertarian administration, to say the least, but because during that period, the internet first became a big public issue. And a lot of the people who were involved with high tech were kind of Democrat-leaning, but libertarian-oriented people. Got it. That made a big difference.
Nick, 5 years ago, we wouldn't even be having a conversation like this. Suddenly, the views that John Stossel, Virginia Postrel, you and I, and most of the people watching us now hold dear and have held dear in our hearts and our heads for many years are popular. Is this because the government is so overbearing? Is this because we're almost seeing another New Deal? Why are libertarian views suddenly in vogue? And why is it acceptable to have these conversations now on national television?
Well, I think a key factor here is that politics is a lagging indicator of where American society and American culture is, and so that basically what we're seeing, I think, is politics catching up to where America has been going for the past 20, 30 or more years. A key factor to libertarian ideas is the idea of choice, that you should be allowed to experiment with your own life, with groups, trying to come up with new ways of living. We've seen that massively in most of our lives. When you're you can go to a Starbucks and get a million different coffee drinks. Everywhere you go, you get more individualized service, better service, more responsive service, innovative service. I think what we're seeing is that finally politics, again, a lagging indicator, is catching up to where America has been.
Got it. John, could you have argued for the right to put whatever chemical you want in your body in the privacy of your own home as long as somebody else isn't hurt by it 10 or 20 years ago and been taken seriously?
Well, yeah, actually, at ABC, that kind of thing they were comfortable letting me do. They were more uncomfortable with economic libertarianism. If I criticized rent control, that freaked them out. What? You're saying rent control hurts poor people? That's crazy. But drug legalization, they were okay with that. But clearly, you're right. The country has changed. Frankly, I give you and Glenn Beck credit. You're constantly talking about it. Has educated a lot of people.
Well, you've played a large role as well. Virginia, Nick, John, thanks very much for joining us. A signal from the White House that Congress may allow the largest tax hike in American history to kick in next year? Our freedom fighters react. Steve Forbes, Yaron Brook, Carolyn Heldman, Elizabeth McDonald, EMAC, next.